Hi, Cynthia.
Hello, Phaki.
Welcome to day 19.
Mm-hmm.
So this is day 19. So that means we only have 3 videos after this. Wow. We've been doing this come rain or come shine. So, and anyone and everyone watching, thank you and the comments have been really cool lately.
Yeah, and everyone that has watched every single one of them too.
Yeah, it's great. It's really, I really am. So we started this, I think it was me. I'm pretty sure it was me who had like a meltdown. And, I had a list of reasons why I wasn't, feeling good about myself. And I was really resistant to being positive about myself. And Cynthia and I talked about it, and it just made such a huge shift in me. And I thought we should share it. And and when I say that, it's also like old stuff. It's when I say old, it's like it was probably more current reasons of not feeling great about myself, conversations with people, or just incidences
Triggers.
or whatever. Sorry?
Triggers.
Oh, triggers, exactly.
They were
Triggers.
triggers from the past. I mean, they were triggers now, but it was from the past.
Exactly. So that's exactly the way to put it. So it's like triggers, and then your triggers, what happens is a lot of times with your self-esteem is like something pokes the tiger, and then this old belief kind of comes out, this limiting belief that's really, really big, brings it out. It's just like a clamp down into a negativity and a um, self-limiting pattern or old habit of negativity that just feels really gripping and like you can't overcome it.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah, I know. Believe me. That's why I'm right next to you, sister.
so
Virtually, but I'm right next to you.
yeah, so when those feelings come up, it's like it can be so overwhelming. And because they're so old, because there may be things that aren't really necessarily tied to something logical, it's just like you hold on to them because it's like this is like maybe not however old Phaki I am today, but maybe like a 5-year-old Phaki or a 6-year-old Phaki that's talking.
Yeah.
So
But it's just like okay, so I'm just saying it because you're talking about it, and I have to say it. It's just like the hair thing. So for any of you who don't know, when I was in junior high, I'll just say the story really quick because
sure.
it's a I don't have to go through the whole details. But I don't like to use the word popular. I was very well known, and I had lots of friends. And then it was the summer. It was like 7th grade or something. I don't know, it was 7th grade, and it was the summer. And I was watching, MTV we were the first neighborhood that had MTV in where I live, where I grew up in North Carolina. And I was obsessed with alternative music and the hair and new wave and all that. And I went and I copied somebody's haircut that I saw on the video, and I cut all my hair off, and it was real blonde, but it was like short, and it was sticking up a little bit on the top. And I was the first person that had like an alternative haircut at my school out of everyone. Cool. And then my best friends did too. But I was like, I think it was her, me, and a couple other. And then it was like I had the plague.
Were you the legend of Billie Jean? Were you the?
Yeah, my hair looked like hers. And I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so cute. But the reason why I'm bringing it up, and the reason why I always bring it up, is because of this, what we're doing, and because I know people can relate, and there's emotional stuff that happens, and then there's physical, and then there's bully stuff that happens. Mm-hmm. But that was so traumatic for me because, when you don't have a healthy home environment, and then you go to school, and then you don't have a healthy school environment, it really is a tough situation to be in. So that's why I have so much compassion for people. But I felt completely
Well,
I felt
also
like the elephant man.
just spending. So one of the reasons why I'm this tired as I look today is I just spent one day with a 2-year old. One day, or not one, probably two days
One
with
and
a
a half,
2-year old.
two. Yeah.
No, she's 2.5 actually. But it was like 2 days in a row with a 2-year old. And one of the things you think about is like your emotions are so big because all of your reality is really like the last 2 years. You know, when you're a kid, you really don't have experiences or the past memories. Like things seem so big because it's the first time you're experiencing it. Or, you know, we had like an ice cream thing today. And it
Mm-hmm.
was a big thing. But it's really not, you know, so as you get older and you have more experiences, when someone says, hey, Cynthia, you can't have ice cream today, usually you'll be okay with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might really want ice cream, but you know, you'll have it tomorrow. Um, when you're little, like probably if you were like 2 or 3
Throw a
and you couldn't
tantrum.
have ice cream, you might have had a big cry and upset about that, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
it feels so big. And a lot of times with our, like, when we have really upset feelings or emotions, it's mostly because we're going back, remembering this really big time when something we that was either it could be something mundane, like it really could be ice cream, or it could be something very huge that was traumatic. Could be bullying. It could be, you know, a lot of times our peers aren't really nice. Like I think we're going to have to do a separate thing about bullying, talking about being bullied,
Mm-hmm.
because definitely I had experiences, and obviously you did too.
Well, and
Um,
and and Phaki and I were talking the other day, and I'm like, I'm almost every single person I know has been bullied.
yeah, and I think it's so what we're gonna do, I think we're gonna just do a separate tapping
Mhm.
about bullying, what it's like. And also it's I do think it's perception. And when I say that, why I say that's important, if everybody thinks they've been bullied, and even people I know that like probably weren't really bullied think they've been bullied. When I say probably not, I, what I'm saying is then who's doing the bullying, and why is it that we're like all feeling something? Like maybe, you know, it's partially that we have to start being more aware of ourselves and more compassionate for ourselves and others,
Mhm.
because it's sort of like the 4 agreements: don't take it personal.
Mhm.
It's hard when you're a kid.
Yeah, and then the majority of
Yeah,
kids all have the majority of them have issues at home, and they don't know how
sure.
to, they don't know how to process it or what to do.
Or,
I mean, the majority of
yeah, or it's just that we have societal norms. Like kids were taught that if you're different in any way, shape, or form, there's something, like if it's something they haven't been used to, if it's not like the way their parents did it or their
like the
community,
haircut.
then yeah, the hair, or I mean, that's like, in one way, that's pretty like mundane of a thing.
It wasn't like I walked in with a mohawk or anything, but
Yeah.
whatever.
But it's more just that people have difficulties, and then you feel othered. So, well,
Yeah.
what are we going to talk about? Like, so let's just tap in terms of self-esteem. What's your number?
Well, actually, I mean, you know, I was laying down last night. I didn't sleep very well, but it had nothing to do with the hair situation. I and then at one point, I don't know what I was doing, but I just, I was just taking a gratitude list from head to toe. And I'm like, look how lucky I am. I have a strong body. I have a lot of good things. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I'm healthy, I'm strong. And I just started doing a gratitude list in my mind and then doing a gratitude list all the way down from head to toe. Um, Not the inner stuff, but the outer stuff, because
Well,
wanted to appreciate the outer
yeah,
stuff.
that's so important. I did a little bit. It's funny, I did a gratitude thing today, just a little tiny gratitude moment this morning.
So we could do gratitude and talk. I mean, tap gratitude and talk. We can do
Well,
like a gratitude tap about our,
yeah,
with
like I'm
self-confidence.
grateful. So I'm grateful for right now, just currently I'm hearing the sound of children. It's really wonderful and special to be, and also just like some of the kids in my, I don't have kids, but just so the people the children I know, my nieces, my friends' children, um, and also just all of the children out there who are in really, I guess today is the first day of school up here in New York. So all of the children who are going through all of this stuff right now in 2020 and COVID,
There's so
that's
much
pretty,
fear
and
and confusion.
it's intense for them. So just like gratitude and some like love their way.
Yeah. And you can only imagine, like when we were kids, we didn't have social media. And so can you imagine having social media and dealing with all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, and if you're a kid and you open up your computer
Sure.
and you see all of this stuff.
I was having a discussion about this, how I grew up in like the 80s, mostly in the early 90s. I graduated school in the early 90s or mid early, and how nothing really ever happened.
I
when
think
was
I
a kid
grew
in
up
the
with the
news.
Jackson 5. That tells you.
Well, yeah, I think I'm a little tiny bit younger, but like nothing really ever happened. Like there was some, sad things in the news, like tragic things, but nothing like the first big story was 9/11, and I was already an adult when that happened. But so for kids, they've been through so many big, 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 big things. So I'm grateful for my childhood that, I did whatever the not great things were with my childhood. I was pretty lucky in feeling like I could go to school. There was no pandemics. There was no wars. There was no.
Well, I had a learning disability that I did not know about. So every day was a little traumatic for me, but I don't know how I would have dealt with it, today. I mean, if you don't know what you have and you're a kid and you're dealing with all this stuff and.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're kids right now dealing with that. So what are you grateful for?
Oh, when you were talking about that, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was my mom. I don't know what it is, but she just warms my heart. I just look at her and I don't think I would want to be quarantined with anybody else but her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's the truth.
That's so
I look at her and
special.
I'm like, if anything at all that I can say about this experience, besides, spending a lot of time with you at a distance, but it would be that.
Oh,
I would
that's
be
really
like, I will
wonderful.
never, ever trade this part of it for anything, ever. I would never.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Heartwarming.
And I have a whole list of things, but it would take me forever, but that's the one that's on the top.
So, yeah, and I would be, since
And
I've been
that we're
alone,
healthy,
yeah,
of course.
since I've been alone for most of this time, I'll say that my biggest gratitude is for nature.
Yeah.
And I live really close to the river, the Hudson River, and just being able to look out, even on days when it was like really the weather. I live in New York, so even on days when it was like super duper blizzards or weird cold weather, I could look out and see this beautiful view of the river, people on boats. There were hills and green, so I just could always see. I could always see the nature. Sorry,
Oh no, that's okay. I mean, it's real life.
Yeah,
It's real life. And when you're quarantined at home, there's only so much you can do.
yeah,
Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's but I mean, me too with the nature. I mean, I'm so thankful that I am in North Georgia and not in the middle of Atlanta.
oh yeah, yes,
If I was
exactly.
if I was if I was in the middle of Atlanta during all of this whole 6 months,
Yes,
I don't know, I probably would have cracked.
I'm the same way because I would have been in. I lived in New York, uh, in the Upper West Side until until September of 2019. If I was still in that apartment, my life would be a lot different right now.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I'm surrounded by farms and horses and lakes and waterfalls and mountains. I mean, but so are you.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you're up north. But I
that's
mean, I
yeah.
am so grateful.
It's like yes, absolutely.
And my
And
dog, and my dog.
aw,
He'll get mad if he doesn't hear me say I appreciate him.
well, and I appreciate you, Cynthia.
And that's what I said. I appreciate you, but we say that every day.
We say that all the time, and I appreciate the people watching, especially the people who reach out and comments and like seem to always comment and like
And that's the
really,
thing. I was
yeah,
saying last night, I appreciate my EFT posse, our group,
yes,
and then my Mind Valley group, and you know,
absolutely. We're so lucky, and our
mm.
teachers, and yeah, I have a few really great teachers, people who've taught me so much. That really, in the last, my spiritual journey has kind of re-amped itself in the last few years. So it's really been a wonderful opportunity.
Oh, and I'm thankful for the VA because they called me today, and that's another thing. Is like one of the smartest decisions I ever made was to be in the military, because I know I'm not really, people look at me and they're like, you do not look like you're in the military. But it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It helped me in so many ways. But to have the VA and the way they treat me, I mean, it almost makes me happy cry every time I talk to them. The VA treats their people, at least my VA
Good.
treats
That's
me.
good to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah. And I have health care for the rest of my life. So
So, how are you feeling?
I feel awesome. I mean, I feel unstoppable. I
You
looked up
are
at I looked up at my
unstoppable.
vision board, and I have unstoppable. So I was like, I feel unstoppable.
Yay. Get the guns out.
We still
Okay.
have guns. Can you believe it?
Yeah, my massage, well, I'm feeling good about myself right now, so I'm not gonna go
You have
into like
strong
a
arms, believe
negativity.
me. I can
I
tell.
know they're a little bit too,
No, you look
but I'm
beautiful.
doing good. Thank you. So thank you, Cynthia, for tapping with me, and thank you everybody for at home.
I'll say the rest for you.
Yes.
So if you guys would please, after this video, if you would comment below and like our video and subscribe to our channels. And then you can join us. We have a Facebook group. It's called Empowering Wellness at Home. We always have all kinds of things going on. We tappings, lots of tappings, obviously. But in the fall, we're going to be getting, now that September's
Yeah,
here, we're going to be doing so much more. We have
we're amping
so
up.
many things that it would take too long for us to list right now, but there's just like all kinds of things. And it's not just us. We have friends and collaborations and interviews and launches and, more 21-day things. And we have live tap alongs and everything. So
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
please, join us there at Facebook and these channels, and then hit that little bell so you will get notified every time we we upload a video. And
Absolutely.
in the meantime, until this is our 19th, right? This is our
Day
19th
19, yes.
day. So we have just a couple more, but until the next time, you guys just keep tapping.
Bye. And yes,
Bye.
I'm going to be recharged for the last leg of the journey. So I'm excited.
And I'll be lighter as the days go by.
Oh.
It'll get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter.
Oh, well,
It's
thank you
okay.
so
It's
much.
just hair,
We're
right?
doing great. We're
I
doing
feel
this
good.
journey together. So thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you everybody for having the patience with my exhaustion, and I love you very much. Oh,
I love you. Love everyone. Be kind to everybody.
yes, be kind.